Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is me, Retrosorter, and this is a continuation of my farm build series on No Man's Land. This will be episode 10, and I do hope you enjoy. If you would like to drop me a like or subscribe, that would be very much appreciated. Without further ado, let's get on with this episode. So as you can see in the beginning pictures there, that is what I'm going to be building. There is a horse pasture which I'm going to fit in this area here, and this mod is one that allows you to place the pasture and it doesn't affect the ground texture, which is just fantastic. So you can have anything you want underneath. There is corner posts there in each corner of the pasture which shows you the extents of where the animals will roam. So you flick this switch and the posts disappear into the ground. Because of the unevenness of the ground there, I had to use some varying techniques to hide them. That's why there's a random rock there, and the other side I've raised the ground texture up. So as you can see here, the house, the garage and the shed I place in the field are all from this same mod pack, which is the Alpine farm buildings pack. Really well made mod, and I think they look fantastic. The mod I've decided to use as the boundary wall for the house does not have a gate that matches it, so I've used another gate there and I've placed that first so that you can put the wall up against the gate. If you try and do it the other way around, it's very difficult to place the gate up against the wall sections, which just says it's colliding. But this way around, because the wall posts are so big, it doesn't recognise the collision until the centre of the brick post, I think. As you'll see here when I place the final bit there, you can get it quite close. It actually overlaps and I have to delete it, so it's a bit too close. You see it there clipping into the brickwork, so I'll just delete it and move it back a little bit, and it seems to work really well. Unfortunately, the ground at this end is not level, so I've had to delete the fence. I end up doing it all the way along just to try and get it more even looking. One of the updates to No Man's Land that happened a while ago was the addition of extra textures here. You can look at these fantastic textures we've got. Some flags, concrete flagstones, there is cobblestones, there is water textures, wet puddle textures for mud, and I think they're just amazing. There's the gravel texture as well, I think I use, and I think they look fantastic. It really adds some realism. There's the gravel one now, looks brilliant. This curbstone mod is one of the fences, and you have to draw it from right to left, well, depending on which way you want it facing, but if you draw it right to left like that, then the angled side faces the right direction, otherwise the curb will be the wrong way in the road. One thing I would say about placing the curbstone is it's best to, as I've found out, it's best to paint the area, because the painting of the texture is not that precise. There are grids on the map that the texture aligns to, so you're best off painting it in and then paint the curbstone along the line. You'll see me modify that road area later on, and it's just because when I've tried to tidy it up, you can't get the colour to match where the curb is, so it's best to just draw the road in which aligns to the texture grid and then put the curbstone in afterwards. So here you see me using some of the textures I'm talking about there. That water texture there, wet puddle texture, is just fantastic. It looks amazing. I use it around the feeding trough later as well. But this mod here, the natural water rivers and ponds mod, can be quite tricky to master. You have to make an indentation in the ground and then try and get the water to go in there, and it can be very tricky because you can't modify the ground underneath the water once you've placed it, so it can be a difficult thing to do. Trial and error is what I'd say. Just keep trying and you'll get the results you're after. I must say that most of the water on No Man's Land is not done using those mods. That is because the water table is so close below the land surface that I was able to do the rivers and lakes I've done. So it's not using that mod, although I did use it in a pond further over on the map. as you can see here, I make a total hash of parking the car too close to the gate, so I decided that we need a white line painting on the road. There we go, and that will give you plenty of space for opening the gate and not mash your car with it. So I think that will do it for this build. A bit of a tour around here at the end in dark so we can see what the lights look like. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please drop me a like, and if you're not already subscribed then please do consider to do so. It really helps me out. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.